My name is Shu Umino. I'm just an ordinary salaryman. Me and my junior Aki Shinsan just got done with some work. Alright, time to go home.
Right, working overtime every day sure is tiring.
Yeah, if only we could dig and find oil at my parents' place, then I could just quit.
Huh? I wouldn't know what to do if you were to quit.
Don't worry, I don't plan on doing that.
If you were the one to find oil, I wouldn't mind taking care of you.
Really? You can even take your paid leave right now. By all means, go and find some oil.
Oh, please stop with the glittering eyes now. Don't take this seriously. I mean, even without finding oil, I wouldn't mind taking care of you.
Oh, I just remembered something.
What is it?
Sorry, my favorite streamer is streaming today, so I have to hurry up and go home.
Favorite streamer? Oh, do you mean the VTuber thing?
Yes. Her name is Shuten Arisu. She is a girl with the personality of an old man. Her and video games are what's blessing my life. Man, it feels good to be alive.
I understand. Let's head to the station then. It's the weekend, so I wanted to have dinner with him. Not only is he into streamers, but he also likes video games. So I get it that he wants to go home early.
Today's stream was amazing. I'm so happy that I started watching her. Now, thanks to her, I'm all fired up again, so time to launch my own stream. I'm a geek and a corporate slave. At first glance, I may appear ordinary, but there's something about me that's a bit different. Hello, everyone. SYU here. It's a bit late, but I'm gonna play some ranked matches with strangers. I was waiting. I'm sure you were watching Arisu's stream, Labao. I got exposed. I'm streaming games with all my might under the name SYU. This in itself isn't that unusual, but the fact that I have almost 100,000 followers is something that makes me proud of the hard work I put into this. Thanks y'all for tuning in this late at night. Can't get through the day without listening to you. I wish you could stream every day. I'm gonna do my best. It's not like I can actually make a living with this. I can't quit my job yet, so streaming every day is impossible.
Hi.
Oh, Aki, hi.
You said the other day that your favorite streamer is what's blessing your life. Something along those lines, right?
Yeah? What about it?
I tried looking for a streamer I could watch.
Who?
That makes sense.
What's wrong?
Wait, how in the world did you find SYU?
I can't possibly tell him that I was just curious about the game he was into and decided to look it up. But he can be very dull, so if I don't give more signs, he'll never clue in. His voice kind of sounds like yours.
Hey, don't just target me like that. I'm... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. As I was growing up, I did some romance things. There were some people in my life. And, like, honestly, I was 100% one of those guys that if, like, a girl was just, like, coming up to me like, oh, you're real interesting, I would just sit there. I had no fucking remote idea. Like, the comical, genuine manga shit that you see in these things, where it's like the girl is like literally right there, like, I like you, how are you not noticing this? Yeah, that was genuinely me as a high schooler. 100%.
What's with that smile? Don't tell me she realized it's me. This has to be it. I still don't want to come out and say it, so I have to feign ignorance. Oh, is that so?
Huh? What was that reaction? Don't tell me he got creeped out. They don't say people who just follow the crowd tend to get hated on. What do I do?
That night, Aki again asked me more questions.
Shu, what do you think about gamer girls?
Gamer girls, huh? I think it's great that we share a passion in common.
Right.
What was that? Is she criticizing me because she knows I stream games? No way. Aki couldn't possibly do that.
Just as I thought, this reaction is really weird. I'm sure he can't stand sheeps. That's why I can't be saying things like, I like him because he sounds like you. I must appreciate that content from the bottom of my heart. Shu, sorry, I'm leaving early.
Oh, take care.
Can't stand sheeps.
For some reason, she started leaving work earlier than usual. Just a few days ago, we were walking home together. Is it that she's fine with my geek side, but can't accept that I'm a streamer? As if to prove my worries right, Aki and I started talking less and less. After 2 months, the only things we were talking about were work-related. Oh well, we were just co-workers anyway. So I don't really mind. But this makes me feel really lonely. I never thought about it, but Aki's presence meant a lot to me. I slowly started distancing myself from streaming out of a sense of emptiness. What made me decide to do that happened on a certain day. Hello, Mom? What's up? Eh? My grandmother passed away. I wasn't already in a great place mentally, but that one news made things worse. I took a bereavement leave and came back to my parents' house. Whenever you have to deal with the death of someone close to you, you can't help but think about your own life from now on. Well, I'm just lazily living my life. People are dying. Maybe I need to spend less time on my hobbies and do something more meaningful. It's not like getting a bit famous on the internet is going to change anything. I can't escape death, and Aki is avoiding me. Was there even a meaning to my life so far? If it wasn't for her, I probably couldn't have made it through. After coming back to work a few days later, Aki started talking to me.
Can I sit next to you?
Aki, it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. She died peacefully. That's at least something that makes me feel relieved.
You're right.
I wonder if she came to talk to me because she knows I'm feeling down. She did that despite feeling awkward around me. She's really a nice girl. Aki, you don't have to force yourself, okay?
Eh?
I mean, you don't really like being around me, right?
There's no way I would feel that way. I've been worried about you the whole time.
Eh? Is that so?
Of course.
Huh? She doesn't feel awkward around me?
I wanted to get closer to you. That's why I would leave early, go home and look up things about games and streamers, and also...
Aki, please don't cry.
I can't, even if you say that.
I'm sorry. This is all my fault. Did you calm down?
Yes. Sorry for losing my composure.
It's fine. I'm the one who should be sorry for getting the wrong idea. I thought you couldn't stand being around me.
How did you even get that idea?
I mean...
When the girl's literally like sitting there for 10 weeks, just like, pay attention to me, senpai!
When you realized I was
no
SYU, I
fucking
thought
clue.
you didn't like the idea of your superior streaming video games late at night. Or something like that.
Eh?
Like how you started going home early and avoiding me? What's wrong?
You are SYU?
Yes, I am. Wait, are you telling me you didn't realize that?
I did think that he sounded like you, but I could have never imagined that it was actually you.
I self-destructed!
I see. That means the person I was looking up turned out to be the one I was already looking up to.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I started playing video games recently. The same one you play. I wanted for us to get excited about it together.
Rom-com-chan Legends? How come?
You said you liked gamer girls, right?
Yeah? Wait.
Rom-com legends.
Almost like she is in...
Oh
That's
no.
why I started playing. And then I got more and more into it, and started watching SYU. Both you and SYU were a ray of light in my life.
Wait. I can get behind you appreciating me as a streamer, but as a superior? I don't get it.
You really don't understand. Why did you start liking Shuten Arisu?
Well, seeing her all cheerful always puts me in a good mood.
You are the same thing for me. You were always nice to me when I first joined and didn't know anything.
I see. Just how Shuten Arisu always gave me energy, I was having the same effect on Aki.
Did you finally get it?
Yeah.
I love you, Shu. Both you at work and the one who streams.
Aki.
I know things are complicated in your life right now, so I won't ask you to answer me right now. I just want you to be more aware of how I feel.
I understand. The fact that she's still being considerate towards me for losing my grandmother shows how much of a good person she is. That night, I decided to get back to streaming after a while. It's been a while, guys. SYU here. We were waiting for you. Anything bad happened? Some family-related incident. Things finally settled down, so I'm all right now. Please take it easy. You got this, SYU. Man, I was really stupid. I couldn't understand something this simple. There are people around me who support me. And by streaming, I'm helping a lot of people. If it wasn't for Aki, I would have never understood something this obvious. I don't know if you are watching me now or not, but I want to thank you for making me open my eyes. Thanks to you, I was able to gain confidence in myself. And I am pretty aware.
This is not fair, Shu.
If I was able to make a difference in someone's life, I feel like living has been worth it. The next day, I asked Aki to come with me to the rooftop. Sorry for suddenly asking you to come here.
It's fine.
So, about my answer. If you're fine with it, do you want to go out with me?
Are you sure?
Yes. If it wasn't for you, my life would have been worthless.
It sounds like a marriage proposal,
Now that you mention it.
but I'm very happy. To answer you, yes, I would gladly go out with you.
And so, Aki and I started dating. And by the way, as for our date, she knows that I'm quite the indoor person, so we ended up doing it at my house. We're moving in the right direction.
Thank you for watching again.
Aw.
It would make me so happy if we could watch another.
Sometimes they ended a little bit too quick without any of the extra after romance, and some of the after romance is really nice though. Afroman thinks police wanted to kill him by accident while raiding his house. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Oh, what to watch next? Brain's a little bleh this morning. I did wake up alright. Just tired. I need something like good in IT to look at today. There's just been so much non-IT stuff going on. They responded. That's something with Charlie. I'll have to look up later, Linus. There's another, like, this is fine. I'll look at the Rivian.
The Rivian R1T, we've got one here, and holy frig, this thing is some sweet. I absolutely love it. Ever since Tesla brought out the Model S, that was the first car that was very clearly thought from the ground up to be an electric car. And since then, everyone's been, well, for the most part, they've just been making normal cars, just cramming the trunk full of electronics and crap, not a care in the world. Rivian, though, they have done a fantastic job. Look at the size of this trunk. Like, look at how much stuff in here. We have the LDT backpack, water bottle, the holder for the water bottle. Sorry, Nick, I just stole that from you. And even the wireless transmitter. And that's not all. Down here, we have this magnetically adjusting cover. And below that, we have our bike lock, as well as your AC charger that you can use at your house. I've been absolutely loving just throwing all of my crap into this trunk. It isn't the largest on the market. That goes to F-150 Lightning. But in fairness to Rivian, that is a much larger truck. The overall design, I think, is fantastic. I have never gotten as much attention in an electric car as this one right here. Spare maybe the Taycan. Everyone absolutely loves it. Well, not everyone. Some people think these look kind of stupid, but they are factually wrong. Moving around to the side here, we have our charging port, which opens every single time you touch it. Fantastic. And it's able to do 200 kilowatt DC fast charging. That isn't quite as fast as you might find from like Genesis or some others, but it still is pretty darn good, and it has worked every single time for me. For tires, they have done this incredible thing where they give you options of tires that you might actually want. These ones right here, we have the all-terrains, and they are sweet. Good old Pirelli Scorpions, and of course, all of the rim options I think look fantastic. The amount of crap that you can fit in here is truly incredible. You have all this space that's underneath the seats. That's pretty average, but there's also space behind the seats. By pushing this button right here, you gain access to the gear tunnel, which goes behind those seats but in front of the bed, and you can fit just a lot of crap in there. It isn't quite as practical as I thought it might be at first. Like, I found my stuff always ended up in the middle, and I kind of have to like do one of those, but at the same time, it exists. And as a bonus, if you're putting like a kayak or something on top, you can just hop right up here. 250 pounds it'll hold, so you can, you know, grab something, put it up on the roof racks, or put...
Okay, I hate to say it, that is actually a pretty cool fucking idea right there. The little step. Like, even just having that space right there, like, in my mind is like someone who, like, would love to just take a truck and go camping for a weekend. Like, just the ideas of this vehicle is pretty cool, though it is electric. Like, I don't know how you do an electric vehicle over the weekend like that. The chargers last overnight, right? I mean, they don't have to be plugged in. It's just nice to plug them in because it keeps them charged longer. I mean, as long as you're not running it, it should be fine, right? I've never looked into electric vehicles very much. Yeah, IT guy. I can fix almost any goddamn computer. I know about dick shit about freaking electric cars.
Put something into the bed. It's just a nice spot to have. Ours came with the power tonneau cover, and to use it, you just press right here. You just press right, you press, yeah, about that. So the power tonneau cover, it turns out you get any sort of dust or crap, or basically just use it, and it breaks completely. They are going to fix it, but they haven't on this one yet, so for now it's just disabled. Of course, this being a truck, it's got a nice big old bed. It isn't as large as you'll find on some, but thank you, Mr. Snazzy, for confirming that 4x8 sheets of plywood will go in here just fine. Also back here is the spare tire area, which notably does not have a spare tire in it, and you cannot buy a spare tire from Rivian. Anyway, it's a nice spot to throw your stuff. It's like a Ridgeline.
You cannot buy a spare tire from Rivian? Huh? The fuck's the point of that then? So it sometimes this shit just
air compressor, love it. You can just dump your tire pressures when you're going off road, and then, you know, plug her in and put them back up for when you're going home.
The amount of what that comes off of that.
Hell yeah. And also we have our bike lock, which you can put through like that and attaches right in here, so you don't have to worry about anyone walking off with it, assuming your car's locked. Also back here, we've got dual 120 volt outlets and some lighting for your bed. In both sides of the gear tunnel, we also have 120 volt outlets. On the other side, it's 12. And right here, we have a first aid kit. On the other side is the air compressor line. One of the coolest things about this air suspension, though, is that if you want to use the bed as a bed, or get one of those fancy camping chummies, it'll auto level for you. Let's see how well it works. Now, if I come in here to camping mode and hit level truck, apparently it will level it. Apparently it can take a while. Okay, apparently it's done. Let's go check their homework. We've got the level here. Put it on. Let's go right here. Not bad. They're within a degree. Given how we set them up, within a degree is pretty darn good. Hopping into the back here, this is a very nice spot to be. We've got USB-C charging, USB-C charging. Seats are very comfortable. I've got plenty of headroom. We've also got 2 cup holders, access to the gear tunnel, and a little control for the rear climate and your rear seat heaters. I really appreciate all the little details they have, like this right here. It feels premium without feeling like you're going to destroy it the first time you touch it. In the driver's seat, first thing I want to talk about is the key. It looks really cool. It's like a little carabiner thing, and it's also one of the worst keys I have ever experienced. Yeah, it doesn't work most of the time. I'm not concerned about the car not turning on, but it doesn't always wake up. It doesn't matter. I just use my phone now. By just using the Rivian app, I can access the car like you normally would, just through my phone. I still do keep the key on me, but it's really nice to be able to just use this to, you know, lock, unlock. You've got all the controls that you'd expect. Climate control, so if it's super hot or cold, you can have it be comfy when you get in. I like it. In here, we've got loads of space, good old cup holders. In here, there's a lot more room than you'd think, and we even have a Bluetooth speaker for some reason. It's cool, I guess, a little bit gimmicky, but it is cool.
A genuine portable Bluetooth speaker that is genuinely gimmicky. Don't even hide. That is 100% gimmicky, but it's kind of cool.
In here, they have eliminated almost all the buttons that you want, but they at least haven't done it in a dreadful way. So steering wheel controls, really nice. We've got rollers, we've got buttons, so you can do your sound and your cruise control easily enough. We've got stocks, shouldn't be something that you have to talk about, but here we are. And of course, the star of the show is this great big touchscreen right here. Essentially, every single thing that you want to do with this truck requires watching a tutorial, but at the same time, once you've watched that tutorial, it all makes sense and you can just do it again and again. So we've got our Tidal app right here, really nice and large to look at. We've got Spotify if you want crappier audio, and of course like your phone or your radio. Now, one of the problems is that there's no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Rivian says that this is because they can do a better job of their apps by doing it natively, which in fairness, the Tidal app does not look this pretty if you're doing it through Android.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to the whole Apple CarPlay versus like the Google versus Android thing in cars, I kind of hate it. It's stupid because it is genuinely just being like, well, BMW only supports car AirPlay or whatever the fuck it is, you know, Apple one, or this company only supports this. So like you're already it's like you're double segmenting your users off just by doing that alone. Like you're crippling your own business. I kind of like Rivian's concept, like just screw that. I'm just going to have my own damn interface, and if the phone wants to be able to Bluetooth to it, it can. If it doesn't, well, fuck it.
Android Auto. The problem though, how long are they going to support it? I don't know. It would be really great if they supported it for 5 years or so. That's great for tech, but that's pretty freaking terrible for a car. And I would really appreciate being able to just plug in my phone and know for sure that in 10 or what.
And yeah, I actually kind of have his opinion on that though. If it is going to be a software supported thing, how long is that going to last? Because as we've seen in the past, like, you know, vehicles can last 30, 40, up to 60, 70, even 100 plus years. I mean, look, there are some model, you know, Ford Model Ts just still putting along somewhere because they're a collector's item. In 100 years, if you were to take the key and turn that ignition, is it going to require some kind of a server to turn on? If it does, that truck ain't worth shit.
Whatever years, Android Auto will still go through my phone, and I don't have to worry about this being good at all. Also, you have to use Alexa, which is fine, but nowhere near as good as Google Assistant. One thing that is very nice, though, is that they use Google Maps for navigation, so you don't have to worry about it sending.
And I'll say that to anything. Any device that requires a sign-on like that is just, you're setting yourself up purposely for failure. Because it just takes like the central thing going down and then it's all dead. Like, I love the fact that I have my Steam collection. It's like 400 plus games. If Steam were to ever go down though, I lose all of it. Gone. Instantly. I don't have any backups. I don't have any way of securing any of it. It's gone.
You to the complete wrong spot like the Lucid was doing. And overall, even though for like climate
And I think
control,
it's like one of those
physical
things that
dial,
a lot.
you can just press this here. It all makes sense. The controls that you want are on the main screen at all times. It's
I just feel like that is something people need to pay more attention to going forward.
not bad. I don't hate using it, and well, yeah, it's not bad. What else can we say, Andy? That's about as shining of a review as you can get these days in an electric car.
I know something you can say. Our segue to sponsor.
Andy. Grammarly. Thanks to Grammarly for sponsoring this video. Communicating online through email, Slack, or Discord can be easily forward.
I actually have Grammarly myself, and I will definitely say, if anyone does any kind of writing, even in your job, hell, if you're just composing emails to people regularly, Grammarly is not a terrible investment. It is $100. Well, I mean, it's probably going to be around 120 or so ish with, because you can usually find the discount codes, like, you know, Linus has one there. find one, run it off of that. Good to go. Works all over the place. Pretty decent app. Can definitely agree, say I like it. It's also one of those applications though that if you're writing, it also kind of points out like, you know, hey dumbass, you forgot to do this, you forgot to do this, you forgot to do this. And man, loading up some of my old stories, like, look, I love my stories. I can see the storyline in my head. I can see everything in my head. It's good. But when you look at the story on paper, it's like, boy, I didn't have shit for details. I don't have this. Like, you don't understand what's going on here. And boy, Grammarly really tears it apart and just like, you know, damn, really lets you know, like, you know, you this sentence here, I don't know what you're talking about. This here, like, what's this? Your punctuation here, here, and here sucks. Your quotations here, what is this? Like, it's just like genuinely beating the crap out of me as I'm going along. It's so fun though. It's good though, because stuff like that though is also what, you know, you gotta learn. It definitely is a good teaching tool though, which is huge because like it's kind of teaching me how commas after quotations actually work within sentences. Something that apparently while I was probably knew when I was a kid, I forgot, and now I'm kind of slowly relearning how it works again in my late 30s.
Driving this thing is freaking incredible. All right, let's put her into sport mode here. Brake regen, stability, off. Brake, gas. Oh my god, this thing is fast. Holy balls. Even though this thing is 8,500 pounds, it also has 4 electric motors and a grand total of 850 horsepower. That means that you have a 0 to 60 time of just 3 seconds. This thing chops the Lambos. You can have a V12 and get absolutely dusted by this thing. It's like, oh my god, it is so good. It is hilarious. And when you think of the performance for money, it's like actually pretty good. This is an expensive car. This thing is 120,000 Canadian dollars. But at the same time, not many cars can do that kind of acceleration. And especially, it has a truck bed on it. It has a front. I can store all my stuff here. And it does that. Oh my god. And he just asked if this is the fastest 120 grand car, 120 grand Canadian. It very well could be. I don't know. Now, as for cornering, it's a truck. I've actually had a little bit of trouble kind of figuring out exactly how good it is, just because, like, it's so incredibly fast. So you can end up being extremely fast in corners, and the chassis isn't quite able to handle it, but at the same time, for a truck, it's the best handling truck I have ever experienced. Now, the ride when you're in sport mode is pretty stiff, so let's just put it back into all-purpose and have things soften up a bit for us here. This is a very bumpy road. For just everyday cruising around, this is very quiet and comfy. It isn't quite as quiet as some of the other EVs, and most of the noise is coming from just the air around you. This is not the most aerodynamically shaped truck. Well, for a truck it's pretty good, but for a car it isn't. But it does mean that you have a little bit of wind noise coming as, I don't know, there's probably some weird turbulence right around here. Overall though,
That makes
I think
sense.
they have done a fantastic job at hitting what they actually want to do. We can talk about going camping and blah, blah, blah. Most people are probably going to be just taking this to and from work every single day, and it will be great for that. These seats, super comfortable. This whole interior, it managed to be premium, but I'm not worried about like scuffing it up, making it all dirty. It isn't like those white interiors in the Genesis. Overall, it is just a very comfy spot to be, and I quite like it. Oh, it just started freaking out there. That's one thing that I have noticed. The adaptive cruise in this is not quite as good as what you'll find on some other cars like Genesis or VW or GM or pretty much everybody. It's pretty bad. Overall, it is good at holding the distance to the person in front of you, but sometimes if there's a car parked on the side of the road or turning left, or maybe there's even just like a hedge that's kind of close to the road, it freaks out a bit and it's like, ah, is that someone? No, it's fine. It's not the most confidence inspiring, but it's the sort of thing where you kind of know when it's gonna screw up after a little bit. One thing that it also has is the highway assist feature, which has never worked for me. It just says highway assist not available on this road, and that's always been the end of the story in my testing. Going back to the whole this has 4 electric motors thing, there's a motor on every single axle, so you don't have to worry about like a differential not doing a good job, or like, you know, it locking up while you're on the road, bad time. It just is always going to be able to do it so that the exact amount of torque that you need is going to the tire that requires it. This also has a really cool thing.
That is
So by
actually
using
kind of
those 4
cool.
motors, they're able to calculate the coefficient of friction for a given surface. This means that they're able to pretty accurately guess if it's like gravel, dirt, mud, snow, so on and so forth. Because for all of those different surfaces, you're going to want different allowable amounts of slip. So on tarmac like this, you want traction control to have it so that your tire is slipping as little as possible. The more that it slips, the more you're just going to be turning energy into heat, bad time. You will go slow. On dirt though, it's a little bit different. So if you say want to do a really tight corner or do some hard braking, you want to actually be biting into that surface a little bit, and slipping the tire will allow you to be going faster and have more traction. That's why in rally, they're doing those big old slidey slides. They're able to get more grip by doing that, whereas on a racetrack, you do not want that in the slightest. The limiting factor when you're off-road with this is not going to be the capabilities of the car. With this four-wheel drive system, it will go there. The limiting factor is how hard do you want to push it with a $120,000 truck. I guarantee you that Buddy in a 30-year-old Pajero is going to be ripping past you because he does not give a f. Now there is also an option for a dual motor setup. So this right here has an open differential for the front and the rear, so it isn't going to be as capable off-road, but at the same time, you have motors on the front and the rear, so as long as you don't have like each corner in the air, you should be fine, and using the brakes, they probably still can.
I mean, if all you're going to be doing is like using it as a job car going to and from work and you're not going off road, the dual motor version is probably going to be just fine.
Get you out of most situations. One advantage of the dual motor setup though is that
I see this with like a lot of vehicles these days. Like vehicles in the US are like just overly done. People have so much vehicle they don't need though. Not really, because they're not really utilizing the vehicle they have. They just have it to have it.
well, there's a couple advantages. One, it's cheaper, and two, you have more battery options. So this right here has 135 kilowatt.
Like, I know tons of people with trucks, but they have zero purpose to own a truck. They don't carry anything. They're not using it for their job. They're not hauling anything. They're not even towing anything. They just own a truck because they like it.
Watt-hour battery, which is good for about 500 kilometers of range. There also is a 400 kilometer of range, 108 kilowatt-hour battery that's available with a dual motor, and an incredibly beefy 135 kilowatt-hour battery that's also available with the dual motor. So if you do
I think like the dual motor one is
possible,
a good idea.
It is expensive, and you don't get the quad motor. The seats are a little bit high up for my liking, but at the same time, like, it's a truck, of course they are. And oh, we've got a corner coming up right here. It's not the most confidence inspiring. I'm sure with the sport tires instead of the all-terrains, it would be a little bit better, but at the same time, it's a truck. And these seats are just gonna be, yeah, just flopping all around in a tight corner. They're not super bolstered. But again, it's a truck. You can chop just about everything on the road. Like, I am certain this goes faster around corners than my GTI, and this is 8,500 pounds. Incredible what you can do with 850 horsepower. You do get a surprising amount of inverter whine in here. I don't know if you can hear that right now, but you can sort of constantly hear the electric motors. But for one, it sounds cool, and two, you don't hear too much once you start playing some music. In here, we have a sound system from Meridian Audio, and it is pretty dang good. It isn't perfect, but they gave us a full-blown EQ, so any weirdness that there was, we were able to just take out, and it's, yeah! Okay, at that loud, it distorts a little bit. But when you're right around here, it is pretty darn good. For all of you R1T owners out there, this is the EQ settings that we use to hit our LMG target curve. But with an EQ like this, you can put it in however you want. And the 3D surround is actually pretty darn good. Now, in audio, there's a thing called staging. So you want your singer right in the center, and then your instruments pan from left to right. And in cars, that's really hard to do because, you know, you're right against the side, there's these reflective panes and so on. So for the most part, you just hear the speaker that's closest to you. In this, though, it does a great job of sort of surrounding you. They have this 3D surround in here, so enhanced sucks, it brings too much to the back, but on and off, both sound pretty darn good. It is a little bit roomy, but at the same time, like, we have this huge pane of glass, we have glass, glass, glass. They've done a pretty good job. Now, although practicality-wise, this thing is fantastic, there is one thing that I'm sure all of the truck people have been absolutely screaming about, and that's towing. And yeah, if you want to tow things far, don't buy this, get a diesel. Like, that's pretty much it. You're going to have to be charging it up because at the end of the day, like, F equals MA, you add a trailer and all of it to drag back there, you're not going to be able to go that far. It's just physics. That said, though, if you just want to tow something locally, you're going to have no trouble. This has heaps, gobs of torque. It's going to be a good time. And, like, I freaking love this thing. This is a fantastic car. Sure, $120,000 Canadian is a lot of cash, but at the same time, trucks are freaking expensive. And this one right here is the best one that I've ever been in, for the most part. The vast amount of people that are buying electric trucks, it is their very first truck. And I have to say, for most people, this is gonna be great. Like, we are in Langley, and there are so many city trucks around, and I friggin' hate them. Like, I'm from rural Nova Scotia, and I absolutely love a truck for, like, you know, doing some good truck things. Hate it when someone's just driving this big stupid thing around to take their kids to soccer practice and stuff. So stupid. So for the vast majority of truck owners around...
I mean, I'm kind of at the same level with him. Being down in Florida, there is so many, like, just going to school. If you're dropping your kids off, why do you have to have an F350 Super Diesel with dualies on the back? What's the purpose of that? You're literally ripping the shit out of your fuel. Like, it's not... What?
Around here, this is going to be just plain better for them. Like,
I guess I have this reasonable practicality built into me that I think that, you know, what you do should have some kind of purpose behind it.
way faster, way more convenient, and also just way cheaper to run. Have you seen the gas prices here? Brutal. But yeah, if I had the money, I would go out and buy this thing tomorrow. Like, I like it that much. It is absolutely fantastic. Probably my favorite car that we've reviewed so far. It is, oh, it is so good. Like, what truck can you do this in, Andy?
Nothing.
Nothing, yeah. It's sick. Guys, please make the R1W, the wagon. I would buy that in a heartbeat. I don't even care. Go into debt. Oh, we have a corner. Oh my god. Right, sport, lowest. Turn off stability. Sure. Actually, no, I want stability on. I'm not that confident. We don't have time. Oh! Oh! Yeah, it corners pretty darn well for something this massive. How do they get 8,500 pounds to go around like this? You guys did a darn good job reviewing. So if you like this video, hit like, get subscribed, and maybe just tell us down below what car you want to see us review next. Have a great day.
Electric vehicles, you know, and from what I was to understand, a lot of electric vehicles are not fantastic at towing. Apparently, like, once you start getting into like having to tow and carry things around, electric is not super fantastic. But it's also just very dependent on how it's designed and what's built for to do. I feel like the electric cars are more purpose-built than what the gas cars of today are. And I feel like they should be more purpose-built going forward. Because you need to build them in a sustainable way that makes sense. Like, why are you, building stuff up? Oh, what to do next? I went live. I have a zero plan on what I wanted to do this morning. Originally, I was just gonna watch a few videos, hang out. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I could start going back into the manga, I guess. I just feel bad when it's like the only thing I do, because I like to look at other stuff, genuinely. Let's go to LinkedIn here. What's going on in LinkedIn? Early in my career, a high-profile executive joke. My kids often ask me, "Who are you again?" One bittersweet comment: prioritize my family and my career. Forge your own path to success and happiness. You know, it's always fun to have these guys, and like, I'm nothing even against him. Like, Drew's fine, but like, if you're making that kind of money, I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect. It's a life event for your patient. True. And yes, I do work in medical IT. It is a job that I genuinely love. I get to help doctors, nurses, specialists, and they get to heal people and help people. And it's like, we get to make things be better. That is such an amazing goal for me to work towards. I'm genuinely happy with my job because I actually get to do something I love. I know there are a lot of people out there that they don't, like, their job is not doing what they love, and that sucks. I feel everyone should have the ability to do what they love at some point. Falling lithium prices are making electric cars more affordable. I mean, that's good. Though we still only have so much lithium. Like, that's... I don't know, man. Bill Gates predicts the age of AI has begun. What? No shit. Greenland solved daylight savings time debate. Developer builds a chat GPT client for MS-DOS. Beautiful. Oh no, there goes the alarm. One sec. Oh. Good. Okay, we're back. My camera is my phone, and my phone is also my alarm, so... Instead of banning TikTok, should we regulate it aggressively? I mean, again, the original purpose and reason behind banning TikTok was because they're data sharing with China. If you wish to regulate this kind of stuff, it's more about the data than anything else. Why America's children stop falling in love with reading? I mean, in my opinion, there's better ways than books to learn. It's just we don't utilize the stuff that we have to do it. Like at all. We're a very interesting society, is all I can say. We definitely do not put our best foot forward. We do not, like, look forward to the future. We don't. There's so much stuff we kind of just roll in the dookie on, as it were. We could do improvements for sure. To manga.
I'd like to introduce you all to a new student. Please make him feel at home.
Hello, I'm Kento Kuribayashi. I just transferred here. It's nice to meet all of you. In April, while the cherry blossoms were falling, I snuck into a high school as a transfer student. During our lunch break.
Wait, I snuck into a high school as a transfer student? What does that fucking mean? What does this mean? You snuck into this high school as a transfer student. I'm only bringing this up because Grammarly would punch me in the freaking gut if I typed a sentence like this.
While the cherry blossoms were falling, I snuck into a high school as a transfer student. During our lunch break.
Hey, Kenta, why don't you have lunch with us?
Oh, I'd rather be alone, so I'm gonna go to the store and buy some bread.
What? What's up with you? You're so unsociable. I'm trying to be your friend.
I've snuck into this high school for a reason. I can't just go around making friends with people.
The target is that blonde girl, Erina Yuki. She's the only blonde girl in the class, so you shouldn't have a problem figuring out who she is.
Yes, I understand, boss. I will protect her.
Be careful to not let her or anyone around her find out what you're doing.
Copy that. The person I was speaking to through my headset was the class teacher who just introduced me as a new student. She was actually my boss, a government official who had infiltrated a high school for the same reason that I was there.
What the
Hey, why don't we go
fuck
eat
is
steak
going
somewhere
on?
today?
What?
There's a new place in front of the station, and I hear it's delicious. I'll come. I'm coming too. Okay, it's decided then.
That bright and cheerful girl playing with her friends is Erina Yuki, the target. She was enjoying her youth, and in many ways, her life was the complete opposite of mine. At first glance, she seems like an ordinary high school girl, but in fact, she was the princess of a certain country. Her real name was Elena Euphilia. She came to this high school to study abroad in secret. She had been interested in Japanese subculture since she was a child. She was even fluent in Japanese and wore black contacts, and acted like a local girl. On time, she successfully finished school today.
Thanks for your efforts. Please continue to guard her after school.
Copy that. As you probably know by now, I'm the bodyguard sent by the Japanese government to protect Elena while she studied abroad.
The fact that the princess left her country to study abroad in secret must never be revealed to the citizens of the country that she's studying in.
I understand.
Just keep an eye on her and make sure she doesn't get into trouble.
That's
Yes.
why.
She's carefree, and I'm here guarding her, unarmed. At school, I couldn't let anyone find out that I was her bodyguard or that she was a princess from another country, so I had to be careful not to let my guard down. That's why I was unsociable with other students. To make sure that no one spoke to me even though I was a new student, I established a discreet position in the class.
Erina, did you see the anime that was on TV yesterday? Your favorite voice actor was in it.
Oh no, I missed it. Do you have a profile on that boy?
Please wait a moment.
Okay.
Sorry to keep you waiting. His name is Taro Tanaka. They seem to be good friends. Often see them talking to each other.
I see. I got some interesting information that concerns me about him, but I can't be sure yet. You should keep an eye on him just in case.
Him?
Yeah.
I'm on it. During these unpredictable days.
Hey, let's play together, just for a little while.
Please, leave me alone.
You're cute. I've had my eye on you for a while. Come on, let's play.
I have something to do now.
This isn't good. Please give me instructions. She is being teased by 2 delinquent students. Do you want me to step in and help her?
Like, do you guys actually go up to girls and say, let's play like that? What the fuck?
This is gonna be difficult, but I have to do it. If I mess up, this could turn into a diplomatic issue.
No, let go of me.
You don't have to be scared. We just want to play. Oh no, if I don't do something now, they might hurt her. Hey, what's up, dude? Are you gonna try and stop us? Ah!
I stunned both of the delinquents instantly. That was close. The crisis is over.
I believe we're in the same class.
Oh no, I think she noticed me.
Goodbye.
Wait, thank you for saving me.
Please don't tell
Oh
anyone about
no!
this.
Why not?
Please don't tell anyone.
Uh-huh.
I shouldn't have let my guard down.
I'm sorry. She saw my face.
You let your guard down.
I know, I'm sorry.
Please be more careful from now on.
Okay, I'll be more careful. I was thinking about my failed mission, but also how I was going to live my school life as of the next day. The next day, I had been guarding Edna, worrying that she might tell others about what I did, but I didn't see any sign of that, so I was relieved. After school,
Hey, Kenta. Hey, why are you ignoring me?
I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk to you. I don't want standouts.
I want to walk home with you.
What?
I have something to do.
Let's walk as far as we can before we need to go.
It's just as well that we're going home together so that I can escort her, but I don't want to draw attention to myself.
Thanks for yesterday.
It's fine.
I didn't know you were so strong, Kenta. I was afraid to go home alone because I thought I might get teased again.
I see.
Hey, Kenta, why are you so strong? Are you learning judo? I bet you have a high belt or something, right? What belt do you have?
Well,
Don't you want to get more involved with the other people in our class? I've never seen you talking to any of our classmates. Why is that? Aren't you lonely after having transferred to our school?
well, I'm going this way.
I see. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
After parting with Edna, I turned around and followed her home while hiding in the shadows. I guess she just wanted to walk home with me and thank me for the day before, but I wish she wouldn't have. I wasn't supposed to draw any attention to myself when I was in the line of duty.
Was there any sign that your identity had been discovered?
No, she thinks I'm just a strong-armed transfer student.
Good. Please continue to protect her.
I understand. After that incident, Edna took an unusual interest in me. She began speaking to me at school more frequently.
Aww.
Hey, don't ignore me.
What do you want?
What do you do on the weekends?
I read.
What else?
Housework.
Oh, you cook, don't you?
Sometimes. The content of the conversation wasn't important, but I was worried that if I ignored her, she would raise her voice and draw attention to us. I had no choice but to make small talk with her.
Hey, what's with the short answers? We're talking, aren't we? Conversations don't work if we don't both speak, right?
I'm just nervous. If I say that, then my actions should be understandable. My mission is to protect her. I don't need to speak to her to do that. I don't want the other boys in class to stare at me.
Why would you be nervous around your classmate?
Anyone would be nervous with such a pretty girl like you talking to them. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
For some reason, she walked away. Thank goodness. I could go back to trying to be discreet.
Oh, Kenta, do you want to walk home together?
Oh no, I didn't expect her to turn around so suddenly.
I was just thinking that I wanted to walk home with you. Then I turned around and you were right there. Hey,
Well, does she know that her breasts are pressing against me? Can you let go of me?
you don't feel anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
How could I not be nervous? I'm a bodyguard, but I'm also a guy. I'm not supposed to have any unnecessary feelings, though, because I'm on a mission.
Actually, I'm gonna walk home alone.
All right. I continued to guard Edna. After school the next day, I was keeping an eye on Edna from the shadows.
There are a lot of people in our class who have boyfriends and girlfriends, aren't there? You're such a gossip. I bet Erina has a boyfriend. She's so cute. Do you, Erina? I don't, but there's someone that I like. Who is he? Tell me. It's a secret.
What am I thinking? I can't believe I'm admiring her. I can't have feelings like this for someone that I'm guarding.
Oh no, stop!
Just get in!
Ah! Somebody help! Erina's being kidnapped!
What?
What happened?
She was taken away. I'm going after her. Please arrange a car for me.
Okay, go find her ASAP.
Dang it.
What the
No use. I'll follow her using
fudge?
GPS. She had a GPS tracker app on her phone that I secretly installed. I did it to prepare for an incident just like this one.
Hurry up and find her.
Thanks. The GPS tracker showed that she was in an abandoned factory on the outskirts of town.
Stay where
What
you are
the
until further
fuck?
notice. Are you listening to me? Answer me.
I didn't expect a princess like you to be studying in an island country like this.
What the heck is the purpose of what you're doing? You were just pretending to be my classmate?
I want to win the right to decide the future of my country and also yours. Your father will listen to me if he finds that you're facing a life-threatening situation.
How sneaky of you to have infiltrated the school and approached me undercover as a student, all with the knowledge that you were gonna kidnap me.
You're cheeky! Now we're gonna take a video to blackmail the king. I'm gonna make you take off all your clothes to make an example out of you. It'll make you feel more threatened.
You can't.
Wow.
Help me!
That's enough. Oh, you're the transfer student? Kenta?
Kenta, help me!
Ugh.
Kenta, how did you know where I was? Who are you? Don't answer. You must somehow get through this.
I'm Princess Elena Euphilia's bodyguard.
What you doing? Stop it! My bodyguard?
That's right. I've been working undercover in your school to protect you, but you very likely won't be studying abroad any longer after this.
I never thought that you were my bodyguard. Thank you for saving me.
I was just doing my job.
Can't you stay?
I put you in danger and revealed my identity, so I'll probably be fired.
I see. You can look forward to your dismissal notice.
I wouldn't be able to see Edena's face anymore. That was a sad thought. Later that day.
You performed excellently, but I can't overlook what you did.
Do you mean I'm fired?
Don't worry. At the worst, you'll be suspended for 2 years. During those 2 years, you'll be a normal high school student, so you'll be able to enjoy your youth.
Is that an order?
That's advice. Take your time to refresh yourself.
I understand.
The entry procedures for your new high school have already been completed for you.
Thank you so much. I'm now living as Kenta Kuribayashi, a high school student. I don't wear a headset anymore, and I'm free to do as I
Aw,
please.
hell yeah.
I've made new friends, of course, but when I'm sitting in the classroom, I often find myself suddenly thinking about Edina. I wonder if she's doing well and fulfilling her duties as a princess in her country. All right, take your seats. I'm gonna introduce a new student to you today.
I'm here.
Huh? I'm just a high school student now. I think this time I'll be honest with her and tell her how I feel.
So wait, the bodyguard and the princess gets together?
I'm a junior in high school called Kenta Kuribayashi. It had been a few months since I transferred to this school, but I already had a girlfriend and was living a happy school life.
This is part 2 of this.
Did you finish your math assignment?
I'm curious.
I did, but I'm
This is one of the few mangas that actually has a second part to it. Fuck yes. Although I do need to go bathroom real quick before we continue on with this, guys. I do apologize. Just be right back. I just need to go outside real quick, guys. Be right back. Give me a few minutes. I am back. Let's see what the bodyguard and the princess do.
I'm not showing it to you.
But I was counting on you.
Okay, I'll show it to you, but just this once. If you're not good at math, I can always teach you. Don't be shy to ask.
Thank you, darling. You're so dependable.
That's my girlfriend, Erina Yuki. She's actually a princess who came to Japan to study in secret. Her real name is Erina Euphyllia. I used to be her bodyguard, but due to various reasons, we both transferred to this new high school. If you want to know more about our story, watch our previous video.
I'm telling you, I already have someone special in my life. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about.
What's wrong? You sounded angry when you were on the phone.
There was nothing. I was waiting for you. Let's walk home together.
Okay. I never thought you'd come to this high school.
I fell in love with you. I couldn't imagine leaving you.
You transferred here so quickly. I didn't expect that. You have so much power as a princess.
Let's not talk about this while we're outside. I don't want my identity to be discovered and get in trouble again.
I'll protect you again.
Kenda.
Aww.
1 month later.
Good morning, Kenta and Erina. You guys are even lovey-dovey with each other this morning.
We're not like that.
Aww.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, there's a new transfer student coming tomorrow.
This school sure gets a lot of transfer students.
Funny that you'd say that.
I fit in with my classmates, unlike in my last school. Our identity was secret at school, but Erina did tell everyone that we were lovers.
But
A transfer student. How strange that they'd be joining us halfway through the school year. Hey, Erina, why don't you come to my house on your way home today? I have something important to tell you.
Okay.
Have you noticed anything different lately?
I'm not worried. I know you'll always be able to protect me.
I hope so.
You're back to being my bodyguard, aren't you? I spend all my time with you. It all seems the same to me.
Oh, you knew? We can't talk about these things at school, so I had asked you to come to my room. It was a request from the government. I didn't expect you to transfer to my school, but I guess the higher-ups thought it'd be a good idea.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Not really. I don't have to hide from you anymore, so it's easier than last time.
Then make sure you protect me.
Of course, darling. The next day.
Okay, then. I want you all to meet a new student who's joining our class.
Hello, I'm Mario Kian, the new student.
Mario can't.
No way.
What is it? Could it be that she knows him? His face is foreign, and his surname is quite unusual. I noticed Erina's expression. After school that day,
Hey, Kenda, let's hang out together on the way home today.
hey, what's wrong? We're still in school. You're being more clingy than usual.
We're open about our relationship. It's okay.
I can't afford to hang out with you after school right now. I've spent too much money on dates recently, so I'm gonna watch you study math at my house instead. I said I'd teach you before, right?
What?
Then let's have a good time alone together, darling.
Ooh.
We're at school. Don't talk to me in such a romantic way.
Don't be so serious, Kenda, darling.
I can feel his eyes on me. Is he targeting Erina? But this is a classroom. There shouldn't be anyone suspicious here.
Hey, you're a foreigner, aren't you, Mario? Why do you have a Japanese name?
Oh, I was born and raised in Japan, so my nationality is Japanese.
You're so cool. You must be popular, right? Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm surprisingly shy.
Then maybe I can be your girlfriend. Don't try to pull a fast one on me.
Mario is very popular.
I guess so, but I have you to look after me.
Hey, you're too close to me.
Do you think so?
After dropping Elena at her house, I reported to my superiors that I was feeling uneasy. It was my intuition, but just to be safe, I was ordered to move in with Elena at her house.
I'm so glad you're moving in with me.
It's just an order from my bosses. By the way, where's my room?
You're staying in my room, of course.
What? No, that's just... Where will I sleep?
In my bed.
Ooh.
What? I don't think that's a good idea. I think we should stay in separate rooms.
It's fine.
But...
Wouldn't it be easier to guard me that way?
Oh, no, but...
Is that what you want our nameplate for our front door to look like?
Why does it only have my surname?
Well, it'll be my surname too in the future, so why not?
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, why do we need a nameplate on the door when we don't want anyone to know where we live? Edna was a princess, so maybe it couldn't be helped, but she was out of touch with the common sense of the world. That's the story of how we started living together. On a weekend, we were out shopping to get some things we were short of.
We need to buy a few things. We're short of tableware and groceries. It's like we're newlyweds.
Don't grin like that. I'm half at work here. Let's do this with a clear head.
Half at work? Okay, I'll keep my wits about me.
That's Elena's boyfriend. She betrayed me. At that moment, I felt eyes on me. I couldn't tell who it was, but it felt like someone was following us.
Uh-oh.
Elena,
What?
you look pale. Do you feel okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Let's go, quick!
Oh, okay. Dang it, Elena. She has such a happy life with him. It was obvious that something was wrong with Elena. I was getting impatient, not knowing what was going on. One day,
It's been a while since we went for a date outside.
Must be like
We've
one of
always
those,
said we
this
can't
is
do
a
things outside
predetermined
unless we're
marriage
at
partner
school.
thing,
It's like
is
you've
my
been holding
guess.
me back.
we can't usually spend time outside together because we both have to follow the rules given to us. But I thought it'd be good to come out today for a change of pace.
But I want you to at least kiss me. It's a little frustrating.
What? No, that's...
You don't wanna?
It's not that I don't wanna. I'm just too shy to do it outside.
No one is gonna see us here.
Hey, Elena!
Mario.
What's going on? Why are you with this guy? I'm your fiance.
Her fiance?
Yep, I knew it.
That's something that my parents decided without my input. I have no intention of marrying you.
What?
Who did not see this
I'm
coming?
sorry, but you have to go back to your country. I've already found someone to love.
But why?
What is this?
I'm better looking and I have more money than him.
That attitude is
It's very
exactly what I'm
weird.
talking about. That's why I'd never choose you over Kenta. Let's go.
Elena, I didn't know you had a fiance.
I'll explain when we get home. Mario, get out of my way!
I'm going to marry you no matter what. Why are you so adamant about marrying Elena? You're going to get her in trouble.
Cause I want to become king of her country, obviously. There will never be another king as good as me. With a beautiful queen by my side, my popularity will rise and my country will be safe.
Then you don't love Elena.
It's all for the good of my country. A good person like me should be the king.
Even if you become the king, you won't be able to make
A
Elena
good-
or her country happy. I'll never give her to you.
What you talking about, you idiots? I am sure she'll be happier with me. You've been rude to me for a while now, but now I'm properly annoyed. Are you ready for some pain? I'll take Erina back to my country and marry her even if I have to do it by force. It might be a little rough, but you're gonna have to put up with it.
Then try to take her away from me.
What nonsense is this? My bodyguards are specially trained. You... Ugh! Ah! Oh no! You defeated my bodyguard so easily!
I'm a trained bodyguard too. I'm actually Princess Erina's bodyguard. I don't care if you're her country's nobleman. Right now, you're a danger to Erina. If you try to do anything else, you'll be punished accordingly.
Yeah.
I guess in countries where aristocracies exist, arranged marriages still exist too.
I'm sorry for not telling you. I love you so much that I told my father I didn't want to marry Mario, but he ended up following me to Japan. Mario is a nobleman, so he gets very high and mighty and looks down on those who aren't as high class as him. I don't want to marry someone like that. He went too far. I think if I report his misdeeds to his father, he'll be discouraged. Anyway, I've already found the man of my dreams.
I'll go take responsibility for all of this then.
Responsibility?
Eventually, I went back to Erina's home country with her.
Oh, I've heard rumors that you've saved my daughter many times, and I thank you for that.
Thank you for your kind words.
Father, after what happened, it has become clear that Mario is not worthy of my hand in marriage. His integrity as a nobleman has come into question.
I came to the same conclusion after running a background check on him. I told you that you needed to decide if you wanted to marry Mario after you finished studying abroad, but you have brought this man back home with you. Is this your way of saying that you choose him instead?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to be with Kenta Kuribayashi forever.
Oh no, that was so direct.
Kenta! I don't want to ask you if you're ready to take over this country yet, but I do want to ask you one thing. Can you make Erina happy?
Yes, I will definitely make her happy.
Yeah.
Then I approve your relationship.
So good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
But if you do anything to my daughter before you get married, do you know what will happen to you?
Yes, sir. The king approved of our relationship, and we got to enjoy life in Japan until we both graduated from high school.
Now we're officially a couple.
I'm under a lot of pressure now.
Aww.
Are you tired of being with me already?
No, there's a lot of...
Okay, so that was really cute. Let's see what...
Don't
That's
mind
an
me.
odd thing to say.
I'm
but
just
okay.
eating away over here.
Have a
Goodbye,
nice life.
everyone. Heart.
What the hell? Oh, let's see what else is updated.
Secondhand embarrassment is a very real phenomenon. It occurs when you witness something that is so grossly turbo cringe that your body has a fight or flight response and fills you with shame from just having watched it, even though you weren't directly involved in the situation. think
I know
the
that
number
feeling.
one cause of secondhand embarrassment is bad stand-up comedy. So, you know, like, what's the deal with airline food? Salt shakers, you fill them up, and then where does it all go? Like, when a stand-up set bombs, I feel like most people get embarrassed for the person up there. But today, I got so much secondhand embarrassment, I feel like I got a year's worth of shame in one afternoon, thanks to the TikTok congressional hearing that happened. This was an absolute mockery of the entire country. It was absolutely foul. It was painful to watch. So I'd like to show you just a few of the clips. The whole thing was about 5.5 hours long, and I can't imagine anyone can make it to the end without puking. It's brutal. It has everything you're probably imagining, tech illiteracy and horrible questions out the wazoo, all wrapped up into one 5-hour endurance test of the human patience. In a nutshell, there's been a lot of controversy about TikTok and TikTok bans, like banning on government phones, which I do agree with. I don't think there's any argument to be made that a fucking government or someone in power person should have TikTok on their phone just because of potential security risks associated with it.
Yep.
And this has expanded into a lot of other big debates around it. I am not a personal fan of the platform in general. I don't really use it that often. Plus, I think it's been extremely detrimental to the actual mental health and attention span of human beings. Because now, I don't know if you go on TikTok often, if you go on TikTok and it's someone just talking about something or a clip of something, there is always Subway Surfers, Rocket League, or GTA playing underneath it in order to keep your attention. Because people need such constant stimulation and jingling keys. If there's not like 3 separate videos of like bars of soap getting cut for satisfying videos, or Rocket League freestyling, while the core video itself is playing, they click off. That shit is just so pathetic. It's actual brain rot behavior. I am very curious to see in 10 years if that's going to be the commonplace for everything in the world. Like if movies now are going to be like playing a movie, but then also underneath it another separate movie, making sure that your attention is captured. Like, it's so baffling just how far the attention span of humans is degrading, where they can't watch a fucking 30-second video without 3 other videos also playing to keep their attention. But with all of that being said, I still don't want to see it nationally banned or any shit like that. And the reason's very simple. Because I like a world where people have the freedom to choose what they do with their whole life, pretty much. So if you want to download TikTok, you should. Even in spite of potential security risks to your privacy or whatever, that should entirely be on the individual's choice. Does the entertainment the platform offer outweigh the potential security risks to your data being sold or whatever? That's up to the person to decide. That's my ideal scenario where people have the freedom to make their own fucking choices there when it comes to some shit like this. I've made it clear I'm no fan of TikTok. I am also very confident that there is a huge level of like spyware with TikTok associated with it, more than the CEO lets on. But holy shit, this congressional hearing or whatever has done nothing but make the CEO of TikTok look like a patient saint. Like an actual Zen master to deal with the unhinged lunacy and out-of-touch questions those fucking fossils were throwing his way. It blew my mind. It blew my fucking mind. Her. Oh my god, she's so dumb. She kept asking him questions, but instead of letting him answer, she'd just say, yes, yes, yes. And then she pulled up a random shitpost on TikTok like, you see this threat? Oh, fuck me. Yeah, so she pulled this up, and she's like, look at this. Outrageous. It's not a viral post or anything, by the way.
That video was posted 41 days ago. As you can see, it is captioned me as F.
Dude who asked about TikTok using Wi-Fi? I don't remember, but I think they were trying to make a bigger point. And this is really giving a very charitable bone to the person who asked the question. I think what they were getting at with asking about Wi-Fi is he was trying to state that if one device is connected to a network, it can access everything on that network, which it can, but he couldn't ask the question because I don't think he really fully understood it. But again, I'm doing a very charitable service trying to even make some sense out of that awful question. This accomplished nothing except making their CEO look better. Full-heartedly believe there is a lot more fishy shit at play on the back end of TikTok, but they did not even get close to the bottom of it, so they couldn't even wrap their head around what an app on your phone is. It's tragic.
Mr. Zhang Fuping is the editor-in-chief.
He's not.
My colleague, Representative
Just doesn't even let him say it or talk.
minutes ago exposed that TikTok and ByteDance share legal teams. You confirmed this, correct?
Our general counsel is
Yes,
an American lawyer,
Yes.
veteran of Microsoft.
Also, my colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent
Fucking
company,
worthless.
ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more specific.
Yes.
After Project
Say that.
Texas, no.
I'm not asking after Project Texas, I'm asking now. Yes.
Some user data is public data, Congresswoman, which
So
means
you
everybody
confirm that.
can search
What's
for that
interesting
data.
to me is that you've used the word transparency over a half a dozen times.
So, doesn't seem to understand that when you ask a question, you should wait for an answer instead of fill in your own blanks here. So, her asking about the data that they're accessing, he talks about the public data, which is something every app in the world accesses, even that computer she's on right there. I bet she's logged in on Twitter. That uses all of your fucking data too. I bet she has a Facebook account. That not only accesses all of your data, it sells it too. All of these apps do that. What they needed to get to the bottom of is more in line with like what is TikTok specifically doing with that data and how it relates to like the CCP and shit like that. But instead they're so hung up on like public data. You're accessing public profiles. That's creepy. That's something one of the guys said. It's so fucking crazy. And for some reason they don't even let him answer, so they get no answers. They get nothing out of this. It is fucking worthless. It is a complete waste of time. They said they were watching children's public profiles, which was creepy. Everything's watching every public profile ever. That's the whole point of being public. It gets scanned in these systems. That's not exclusive to TikTok. Twitter does it. Facebook does it. YouTube does it. Everything does it. Literally everything. We threw away our privacy long, long ago. TikTok is just a little more nefarious, potentially, with what it uses that data for, at least based on like reports from a year or two ago. Not meant to be informational or useful, it's meant to grandstand for campaigns. It's actually tame compared to everything else, and, well, I guess maybe. It's still so stupid, though, because this doesn't do anything to further anyone's agenda here. Everyone that asked him questions today looks like a bumbling fucking buffoon. A genuine moron. Like, I feel like all this does is shake people's confidence in their elected representatives here. They couldn't they couldn't ask a good question. Were they like this with Mark Zuckerberg? Yes! Yes, they were! It was just as bad with Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg sat in the same hot seat as this guy did, and he got bombarded with just as stupid questions. If I remember correctly, one of the Facebook questions was, do I need internet to connect to Facebook? Or something like that. We are not getting anything out of this garbage. What do you think their approach should be on this topic? Hand it off to people that understand it. Clearly, this woman doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. At all. She has no clue what's going on right there. And she clearly doesn't even want to get answers because she's too busy answering herself. So get someone who gets it, have them ask the questions, and come up with the questions to begin with. Delegate. This is clearly not her strong suit. She's not even old! That you can't just keep using the excuse of they're all fucking geriatric. She is not old. She is willfully stupid. And still tries to act like an authority on the topic. She pulled up a fucking 400 view shitpost to try and use it as a point that completely fell flat. And then doesn't even let the guy answer her questions because she's too busy answering herself. Now, while she may have come to this hootenanny unprepared and made me ashamed to be a Floridian, she did mention something that I think is important to talk about briefly, which is Project Texas. Project Texas is something TikTok did to appease the US. In a quick nutshell, Project Texas is US user data being sent to Oracle, which is on American soil, as opposed to going anywhere else. So all of the US user data will now be on American soil, and Oracle kind of oversees the whole thing.
On a device in one pocket, but downloaded on your device in the other doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I believe Congress and DoD should address the continued use of TikTok on military installations as well as any use that depicts U.S. military operations. Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Does it access the home Wi-Fi network? The home Wi-Fi network, my friend. You gotta stop.
Again, this is being very charitable. I think the point he was trying to make is when it accesses the Wi-Fi, it has access to all of your devices that are within that network, which Every device that accesses your Wi-Fi does. That is factual. That is true. Which is actually something that happened to Kaya. He downloaded a burglar broke in and downloaded a torrent, and it came with a virus, which infected multiple devices that were on his network. It is known that when you are on a Wi-Fi network, it connects to more than just the single thing that's connected to it. It's everything there. So I think his point was, can it access my other devices? Which is why he's talking about, like, downloading on a device next to me. Shit like that. But the way he asked that question is so bafflingly stupid that even the TikTok CEO's like, fucking obviously, it's gonna access your Wi-Fi if you turn it on, right? Like, it's just craziness. So have someone who understands what the fuck they're talking about be the one to ask these questions. I think you gave him too much credit. He probably thinks Wi-Fi is a radio. Again, it's a very charitable interpretation of what I think he could have been trying to say. I could be way off and giving way too much credit there. I don't know. For the sake of clarity, I actually think that guy's follow-up question kind of hints more at what I was saying. Even though it's still poorly asked and his follow-up question is still poorly phrased, I do think with a high level of confidence that the thing he was trying to get at is TikTok going to be accessing all kinds of things on my network outside of just the one device that I'm using right now to connect to it? I think is what he really wanted to get at, but he didn't know how to get to that topic effectively. So he ended up making a very silly question out of the whole thing, which really sums up the entire hearing. Just silly questions that didn't do anything at all. They didn't get any answers. They didn't get to the bottom of any real questions people have.
It's so true. I hate this. Like, we have government officials that don't know shit about anything. They waste so much time, and then they make bullshit laws up that don't have anything to do with anything and usually just harm the people. Like, what the fuck? Oh, God. Like, we need better leadership.
It was just a genuine fucking circus. Just an absolute...
These last 2 years, they've been tough. I've been stressed. Bad things have happened. But I think the worst thing that happened to me by far was the discontinuation of the McDonald's chicken Chipotle wrap. One day they just stopped serving it, and that was it. And I never really truly got over it. I just learned to live without it. But then that was okay. I went a few years, nothing horrifically tragic happened until the other day when I tried to go to Taco Bell. Yeah, there's no Taco Bell here anymore?
I think they closed it.
In all of Quebec? Hey, they're all gone. That's very sad. Half my diet is now gone. And I was able, maybe my life is better without those things. But then a few days ago, I tried to go to one of my favorite childhood restaurants, and it didn't exist anymore. And that's it. I'm done. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Well, I guess I have to deal with all that happened. But going forward in the future, I never want to experience that again. So I have to come up with a way to preserve the food so that if I know it's my favorite, I can just stock up and store it so that in the future, maybe if the business doesn't do so well, I can still enjoy their food after they're gone.
Is that a little extreme?
Yeah. I mean, the most obvious way would be to just get the food and to freeze it, but I feel like that only lasts for like maybe a few months before it just gets disgustingly freezer burned. I feel like the only way
that can't be that
to
good.
actually preserve the food is to freeze dry it. So I went ahead and I bought this this freeze dryer to help me out.
What?
So the plan is to find something that is currently my favorite food, then I'm gonna freeze it and dry it. which should put it in like, I guess a state that's, it's kind of like a cracker. It's just dry and hard. And that should be able to be stored indefinitely. But to prove that this will work, I'll then have to take it from its cracker state and to rehydrate it and turn it back into the original food. I think I could get it to work. I think we can do it. And if it works...
Oh no, this is...
problem solved, I guess. So I guess now we just have to go out and get some food. Pizza from one of my favorite childhood places. I got a little hungry on the way. What I also got though, which I think could be fun, is a bubble tea. It's just a regular milk tea with, you know, the little tapiocas. So now, this is all of the food that I wanted. But I also got this as a special request by Reggie, my friend behind the camera. It's, apparently, it's an entire Chinese meal. Oh, wow. Okay, so, oh no. Oh my god. So.
Oh yeah, and a wonton soup.
So why did you choose specifically Chinese food from this place?
I grew up with this from childhood too, so I just feel like, you know.
Enough said. Enough said. I understand.
Unleash the food.
Let's go. So, I think I'm gonna go with actually 2 slices, just in case. Oh god. Okay. And now for my bubble tea.
I'm so curious, like, is... Okay, yeah.
That was perfect. Just lacking the bubbles now. That's way too close to the top. Okay. You can do the Chinese stuff.
Oh, yes.
You know what?
That's good.
I think we can go more. Okay. To me, that looks pretty, that looks good and healthy. Now.
No, that goes on the wonton soup.
No, but we gotta put them somewhere.
Also, they're kind of already dried.
I mean, no, they still must have moisture in them. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is the best part.
I lost some, but what could you do?
So you forgot about the fortune cookie.
Oh, an absolute disaster. Put it there. There we go.
Perfect.
We actually can't just directly put this into the freeze dryer. I mean, we kind of can. There is a freeze function on it, but it would just take a really long time. And usually what you would do is put it in the freezer and then put it in there. That's just too much time. What I want to try instead is to flash freeze everything using liquid nitrogen.
Why is it bending like that?
It was designed like that. It's meant to do that.
Is it gonna hold? Why is it making that sound?
Oh no. Oh. Well, that's really not good. Apparently the flooring couldn't take it either. Yeah, I probably definitely should have seen that one coming. Oh. Clearly we need an alternative.
Oh my god. You cracked your floor, dude. Oh my god.
I'm gonna put this down. That'll be good protection. Okay, so I don't think these plates are gonna work, or they might. I don't have faith in them anymore because of that traumatic experience. So, different plates. So we'll use these metal ones from the freeze dryer, but also I need to turn the freeze dryer on. Okay. Oh, this pepperoni is gonna be lost. Okay.
I don't know why I'm so into this.
The pizza's just floating. Yeah, this is getting cold. Oh yeah.
Like, does it need to be any colder than rock hard?
That's getting there. How long is this too? Oh yeah, that's good. It's pretty rock solid. I'm gonna put it into the freeze dryer. The trap is now at -52. So we'll load that in here. Okay. Next one now. Oh no, I'm afraid the pizza's gonna explode. Okay. On to the next.
It's actually
It's
kind
gonna
of
take a
cool.
long time. So I'm sorry, but we need to put some directly.
So what happens to the flavor of the soup if you're adding?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
I think it's fine. Don't worry, your soup is fine. This process is perfect. Look at that, it's beautiful. It's perfect. It's gonna splatter. Oh yeah, that's done. Oh no, I'm already regretting this. Oh, whatever. It's going about as you would
All the
expect.
bits just float around.
Oh, look at that.
Just genuinely dipping stuff in
Oh,
liquid
yeah.
nitrogen. Beautiful. Oh my god, look at that. Just came
It
with
looks
a rock.
fake.
Nice.
I don't like how absolutely packed to the brim this one is. And for the finale, the General Tao meal. We gotta go fast because I think the other things are kind of like defrosting. Everything should still be really cold. Turned on the vacuum. And in theory, that's it. Just gotta make sure the vacuum gets to... We're now at 1 Pascal, which is like, it's a pretty strong vacuum. So in here, there's basically no air. It's just a vacuum.
Right. So what's happening while it's in there?
Basically, below a certain pressure, ice can't melt, but it's still able to vaporize. The idea is that the water will still evaporate out of the food, but because it's frozen, it's going from solid to gas instead of the normal, liquid to gas, like if you put this food in an oven or something. So it should stay frozen basically until there's no water left.
How's this better than putting it in an oven?
Oh yeah, so if you put it in an oven and you heat it, that can potentially change the flavor. The other thing is like, you'd be going from liquid to gas, and by doing so, it kind of pulls a bit of a vacuum, and the food ends up crushing in on itself a little bit. But if you do that, you can't rehydrate the food. It's a one-way thing. You can actually see at the tip of the pizza, it looks like some of the frosty part is gone, like it's receding. And I think that's just because the ice is vaporizing. This is not a fast process though, and I'd say it's gonna take at least at least 15 hours. And just to be sure, I think 24 is what I'll leave it for.
Nice.
It's been about 5 days, which is significantly longer than 1 day. I was really hoping that everything would go great, but everything got cracked and fell apart. And I think it's just because of the liquid nitrogen. It's a little bit sad, but I think the pieces are still big enough that it's still a good proof of concept. The General Tao meal somehow looks kind of funny. I started off doubting the General Tao, but now I feel like it's our only hope to have a fully intact meal regenerated. Remove the dome. Look at all the ice in there. That is all of the water from the food. It smells like pizza. It actually smells like pizza. I was a little bit worried that it wouldn't dry, so that's why I did it for 5 days. But I think it's nice and dry. So we got the first piece. Again, in hindsight, it seems really obvious that dunking pizza in liquid nitrogen would probably crack it. But I think this is still fine. This is still fine.
Oh. Okay. There you go.
I mean, we're obviously gonna rehydrate this, but I kind of just want to try. What does dry pizza taste like? Look at that. I think that's a good piece. Look, you got the cheese, the pepperoni, and the bread. Oh my god. It's like pretty good.
No.
It's just a cracker that tastes exactly like pizza. The next is this. The egg roll, definitely, it's seen better days. Just like an egg roll. I think the theme we're having here so far is, it works. It's just now really dry. What's my fortune?
That was my fortune.
Prosperity makes friends. Adversity tries them. Okay, sure. Now for bubble tea and wonton soup. Look at this, it just fell apart. Are these wontons?
Those are wontons.
No! I'm pretty sure that without all the water, this is just 90% MSG. Now we have the bubble tea. Can you see how fluffy it is?
Yeah, this looks exciting.
Uh-oh. It's like super concentrated milk and pure sugar. I forgot about the sugar. And these tapiocas are like inedible. The last one. Oh God. How does it still have so much mass? It feels like tungsten. What is in this meal? Without the water, how is it still so heavy? Oh, I should have done that. What is this, chicken fried rice?
That's chicken fried rice.
Okay. It tastes like uncooked rice, except you can chew it. Now, for the General Tao chicken. I feel like this is the worst out of everything. I don't know how to describe this. It's like the weirdest texture with a flavor I've never had before.
I'm genuinely surprised this worked.
It's not that bad.
Freeze dry
so far,
food. What
100%
the hell?
success. Well, minus all the cracking. 99% success. Or 98%. 97% success.
Gonna go bathroom
In
real
theory,
quick.
at this point, the food should be preserved, and we could just bag it up and store it. So in like 5 years, I could have another pizza cracker if I wanted to. But I don't really want to eat pizza crackers in 5 years, or General Tao taffy. So now we have to somehow convert all of this back into what it once was to see if it's even possible. I think it can be done. Minus all the cracks. Like, assuming, we ignore all that. I think these ones, it's just a matter of like mixing it with water. That I'm not too concerned about. I think it's just, that's it. The more food solid ones, I'm not entirely sure how to turn this back into non-cracker form. What happens if we just put like water on the pizza? Will it just absorb it and then turn back into pizza? Well, the problem with the bread is it'll get soggy.
That's the problem.
I think the only option we have is this. I think that if you just kind of like make hot vapor around it, the food will reabsorb the moisture and go back. So I filled this with water. I think it's just that. That's it, you just turn it on and it steams.
That's it.
I mean, if it works, that's really simple. Okay, let's load it up on the spatula. Pizza time.
Gonna rehydrate your
In my
food.
opinion, this will work perfectly. I think we gotta leave it there for a bit. Just a couple minutes. Oh, that's looking better.
How can you tell?
I don't know. Okay. Moisture's coming back. I'm feeling good about this. I think while we wait, we will try to regenerate the beautiful wonton soup. All we need is boiling water, I guess. The wonton dust. That's about enough, right? It's pre-chewed. It's all pre-chewed. Okay. Taste test with the chunks. It's a little bit chewy. But other than that, it's pretty good. Just tastes like wonton soup. To make the tea, I think I just have to basically shoot it into water.
Makes sense.
Success. It's basically just instant milk tea mix. It just tastes like the bubble tea. Well, except for the tapiocas. Yeah, those are inedible.
So
And
everything
now
was
we'll
good
check
except for the
back.
tapioca balls. Okay.
Oh. The cheese. Oh.
What
Does that look
happened?
good or bad? Uh-oh. I think we gotta rescue this pizza. I'm panicking right now. I'm panicking. Oh no.
It's okay. It's good.
How does it look worse than when I put it in?
Yeah, it doesn't. The cheese got darker.
Does it cook cheese at like?
I mean, cheese
No.
cooks at a
Oh,
low
no.
temperature, my man.
The cheese got like cooked. Oh my god. This is a disaster.
Is the flavor still there?
It's honestly worse than before.
I want to try a piece of pepperoni.
It's not good.
Oh.
How?
Oh. No.
I think the
And the
steamer.
girls,
Like, look, I'm sitting here for. The steamer is an embarrassment, and it will not work. I think I'm ashamed to have even tried. This is our last hope. This is our only hope. And I'm gonna be totally honest. It doesn't look good.
So how are you gonna rehydrate the chicken?
Okay, I think we need to add a little bit of water on top.
All right, let's go.
This isn't hot water, it's just cold water. I think we gotta add a little bit just to jumpstart it. Yeah, see, it just gets absorbed. Oh my god, it just... Oh, the chicken's sucking it up.
That's probably enough water.
No, we gotta... Look at it, it's still so thirsty. So we'll refrigerate this, and every so often I'll come by and I'll water the general towel. And hopefully by tomorrow morning, we'll have a very nice General Tao breakfast.
I'm ready for that.
I guess that's it, right? Should I just try it like this?
No.
Oh.
We should heat it up. Here it is.
It really does. It just looks like either an instant meal or leftovers. What do I test first? I'll go with the rice first. Okay, texture is pasty and it's just pasty.
Good?
Honestly, it's like a little bit pasty, but it tastes like instant rice, kind of. Not bad. Has like, I feel like it's 80% of what it once was.
80%? Oh no. The
biggest test is the chicken. Because I have my doubts whether the chicken got rehydrated. The chicken there looks a little glassy. It looks like it's encased. Oh no. Okay.
So?
It's pretty good. It just tastes like... I think the best way to describe it is the chicken has the texture of like a spare rib. It's a little bit tougher and chewier, but this is 100% edible, which to me is good enough. You want to try some?
A freaking weird experiment. I love it.
This is your meal.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, it looks like its original form. So, I mean, honestly, if this restaurant was gone, and this is what I had after a lot of years, many years, I would give this like an 8 on 10.
Objectively, what is it?
Objectively, like a 3 on 10.
Oh no. So, I think what we need to do now is get a couple other opinions. Objective opinions. We're biased. We need objective opinions on how good this is. Hey guys. You guys want some food?
Not really. A little dry. A little bitty and gritty, you know? But
what would you rate it?
no, do I know where it's from?
No, nothing. No context. You
5 on 10.
Okay.
Why is it so hard? Dude, that's so bad. Dude, that's
so it's like overdone spare ribs.
Overdone spare ribs. No, it's just like an abomination of food.
It's just an abomination of food.
So, clearly, my taste is not as refined as everybody else's, because I think this is kind of fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Totally acceptable. But I do understand that it also needs improvements. I think in the end, though, we proved the concept, right?
Yeah, the concept has been proved.
We proved that you can kind of bring it back, but clearly more research has to be done. So for some things, we're really close, and other things, I guess we can only hope that the technology gets there one day. So what do we do now? We have all this amazing food. Do we just like...
We eat it.
All right, so this video was not sponsored. We chose not to sponsor it because instead we are unveiling our beautiful new Nile blue shirts. They're originally inspired by a Nile red shirt that we produce, except it's different. It's more Nile blue. So this isn't actual masking tape, just the design. It's so well done that it could fool anyone. It's actually pretty well done, to be honest. Like, I thought it was masking tape when I first saw it. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. I really like them, and if you want to buy them, we're having a limited time campaign, right? Is it limited time?
Can you be
Are we
brutally
cool now?
honest? Yeah, we're cool. Can you be brutally honest? What do you think about, how do you think this interview is going? Be brutally honest.
I think it's going to be great. I think you are going to do very well today. I think you are going to do really well today. I think everyone is going to love you today. I think everyone loves you anyway. But I think you are going to do really well today. I know you will do well today. You are going to be great today. I think you are going to do great today. I know you are going to do great today. I think you will do great today.
We just
Everyone
broke.
will love you.
What?
I
Oh my
know
God.
everyone already loves you. Do I have a reveal? Do I? Whoa. Human flesh. What is it even good for? I can't decide whether I'm getting better at voice acting or not. Am I in the swarm? You are definitely in the swarm 0 crowned. But you're definitely evil Beetle evil wink. I don't think the flesh is weak. I think the mind can be weak.
Hello?
Hello. How are things
Hi,
going?
I'm back! I'm sorry, I crashed!
It's okay. Don't worry about it. You don't need to apologize to me.
Thank you, you're so
Some tea
sweet.
maybe.
Some what?
It's nothing. Just doing my job. What's up, Newark?
1980. Girl, you're fine. There's plenty of room. There. What? Up. Here. Right. Don't look at. No. No. Get in. Oh, I'm silly goose. You silly little goose. Yes, you're silly. Silly little goose. You're just silly little goose. Oh, love life. Be positive going forward. We got so much stuff to do.
Less than 24 hours ago, a report was released that will echo around the world. It is 154 pages, and I just finished reading and digesting all of them. Yes, that includes the appendices, and no, I didn't use GPT-4. It revealed in a nutshell that GPT-4 shows sparks of artificial general intelligence, the holy grail of AI research. And yes, I was skeptical, then I read the paper. I'm going to break down only the most important revelations one by one. But first, I want to address the thought that you must be having. How could these guys have discovered so much when the model's only been out a week? Well, first, as they lay out in the introduction, they have interacted with GPT-4 during
The story starts with a man who purposely jumps in front of a car, pretending the car hit him and broke his leg. But the driver was sure that he didn't hit him at all. In the back seat, we meet our protagonist, whose name is Hong Dolly, who asks the man how much money he wants for treatment. The man demands 100,000 for his treatment. He gives him the money. The man was happy and thanked Hong Dolly when he stood up, thinking that our protagonist is an idiot. But Hong Dolly noticed and knew that the man's leg was fine. Hong Dolly told the man that, even though he loved to waste money, the man had used his leg injury as an excuse and he had paid. Now the man's leg is fine, so Hong Dolly has to give him an injury in return for money, and he orders his diver to break his leg. On the way, his driver told our protagonist that he had wasted 100,000 on him, and although his mom gave him a lot of money, he should hire someone to invest it instead of wasting it all. Then the protagonist tells us that he's not from this world. This world is exactly like Earth. And
I like the fact. Oh man, so you here's this money for a broken leg. Oh, your leg isn't broken. Oh, here, let me break it for you.
got transmigrated
Fucking
into
wrecked.
this body called Hong Dolly, who came from a
Holy
very,
shit.
very rich family, but
Just
unfortunately,
destroyed.
his body is so weak that even the wind can blow him away. But there's one amazing thing in his body called the prodigal system. From this he can accumulate more energy by constantly spending money in order to slowly restore the body's vitality. However, he tried so many businesses and failed. He only got a title called prodigal in return. After returning to his home, his parents introduced him to his fiancée, Tang Muxin, whom his grandfather chose for him. And on the other side, Tang Muxin don't want to marry him, but needed to because Tang family is in a crisis right now, and the Hong family is extremely wealthy, so they are the only one who can help them. Her father tells her that they'll just pretend for marriage, and after resolving the problem, they'll immediately break off the marriage. And she also believes that Hong Dolly is very ill, and if he suddenly passes away, she would be a widow, which is something she does not want. Hong Dolly also rejects her because he was also not interested in her at all. But his mother threatens him that, if he doesn't marry her, she'll stop giving him his pocket money. In the end, Hong Dolly gave up and his mother gave him 300,000 to take Muxin on a date. And he took her out. He decided to play a little trick on her. He take her to a cheap place where the jewelry sold are just cheap goods. After arriving, he tells her to buy whatever she wants. Muxin went to a shop and came back in a minute with a $300 stone. After this, she decided to go to a gem store. In the gem store, the store owner checks the stone. After checking, he tells them that this is a very rare stone and he'll pay 3 million for this. Hong Dolly was completely shocked. Muxin thanked him and left the store in high spirits. Hong Dolly thinks of her as a money-making expert and chases after her. He stops her and asks her to be in charge of helping him earn money while he squanders it. He tells her that he doesn't have the brain to earn money and he'll support her whenever she wants to spend money. But the only condition was that he'll be the one forking out the money. Muxin accepts the offer. While they were talking, their attention was caught by a butler, who kicked out some construction workers because they looked so poor to afford a 3-star hotel. But they were just there to enjoy some food.
Man, I can't even follow along this. What the fuck's happening in this shit? Anyway, guys, it's 7:42. I'm gonna head off now. Do my own thing for the rest of the morning.